And host of the 538 Politics podcast, Galen Druke, joins me now for more. Galen, what does the data say about how Americans view Tim Walz?
Well, first of all, the data all comes from before Harris made this pick. And what it shows is that the vast majority of Americans actually don't know enough about him to form an opinion. So according to a Marist poll, about 70% of Americans either don't know him or don't know enough about him to form that opinion. Of those who do, he's above water. So about 17% have a favorable view, about 12% have an unfavorable view. But if you look at the approval rating in Minnesota, where he is best known, he's above water by about 14 points, so relatively popular.
Now, many have expressed surprise that Harris didn't pick Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as her running mate. So who is ahead in Pennsylvania right now? And can Harris win without Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania is as close to it comes as a must-win state in this election. It's got 19 electors to the Electoral College. And just to put this in perspective, if Harris wins Wisconsin and Michigan, but not Pennsylvania, and wins Nevada and Arizona, she wouldn't win the election. She would have to win either North Carolina or Georgia as well. So it is a key state. And I think, you know, passing over Josh Shapiro, the governor there, maybe was a bid towards trying to shore up support in other parts of the upper Midwest, but also probably a decision about a governing partner.
So how could this VP pick, naming Tim Walz, affect the electoral map and maybe the strategy of which states the Democrats are trying to target?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the most important thing to say is that VP selection usually has a limited effect, ultimately, on the race. And in many ways, it shapes how voters view the top of the ticket. Do they think that Harris made a good decision in choosing Walz as her running mate, and therefore that will shape their perceptions of her? But to the extent that it could have an electoral effect, look, the blue wall states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, are, as I mentioned, pretty fundamental. Right now, Harris leads by about a point to a point and a half in all three of those. And Democrats have struggled over the past decade or so winning white voters without a four-year college degree. Those voters make up a majority of the electorate. Or I should say, white voters are about 70% of the electorate nationally, and most white voters do not have a college degree. So this is a really, really big part of the electorate that they are betting that Tim Walz can appeal to because, you know, he was in the Army National Guard, he's a hunter, he was a football coach. While his policies, as we saw from Selena's piece, may not be out of step with the progressive or liberal part of the party, his vibes may be more sort of heartland America.
All right, we'll see how much vibes will count here. Host of the 538 Politics podcast, Galen Druke. Galen, thank you.
Thank you.